Hi everyone. On the path of conscious evolution, regardless of the tradition, whether it's the fourth way, Zen, non-duality, Tantra, various other paths, there is one area that is extremely important, and this is the area of our negative emotions and what we do with these negative emotions, unpleasant emotions, is essential as to whether we are churning in the same spot or we are going further up the mountain of freedom, conscious harmony, conscious presence, and seeing through the illusion of the separate personal me. So that's what I would like to tackle today, and actually for people working with me in my group, this will be a next leg of the journey. It's time to tackle this more seriously, but also for people out there that are interested in watching this. So yeah, in the fourth way system, which is designed to be in the midst of life, not in an ashram, not in special conditions, curated and peaceful, but in the usual troubled, agitated life of busyness, of traffic, of politics and the medical system and kids, raising kids and dealing with employees and all of that. Yeah, this is the path of being in life. The idea is that in the default state of humanity, without inner work, in the default state, that's a state of spiritual sleep. And part of that spiritual sleep is that our energy that we have received from source throughout resting in the night and sleeping and eating and drinking and all of that, our body-mind computer is kind of fully charged with energy in the morning. However, in the state of spiritual sleep, we are wasting this energy. We are leaking this energy. So therefore, we are not going further up the mountain, and actually we are churning more misery. We are churning more misery. We are creating unnecessary suffering for ourselves, and we are leaking energy. So for quite some time on the spiritual path, it is important to become aware of this, where we leak energy. And in the fourth way, this is what's called the 6 obstacles. And I just want to tackle now one of them. So this is the expression of unpleasant emotions. Yeah, this is a major leak, the expression of negative emotions or unpleasant emotions. This is when we talk about unpleasant emotions or negative emotions, we are talking about just irritation, impatience, anger, in feeling of injustice, jealousy, worry, fear, resentment, hatred, any of these things. Yeah, that's pretty simple. So what happens is that when we live in the spiritual sleep state, in the sub-state, what happens is that some stimulus happens out there, and us being identified and spiritually asleep, it pushes some button of our pain body, and it pushes certain buttons of certain attitudes that we have inbuilt in us, that we inherited from our parents when we saw them express and lose it, and we saw that it's normal to express negative emotion and to spit out on other people the energy of our own pain body. So there are certain attitudes like that I'm upset, I feel this negatively charged energy because of you. I feel this because of them. So the causes of my suffering are out there, and yeah, we now express it. We express this energy. It happens completely automatically, mechanically. Actually, it's one of the easiest things to do, to express the energy of negative emotions. Just because it's uncomfortable. It's uncomfortable to simply be with this energy, and it's uncomfortable to surf it. We are not trained, we don't understand why, and we may even have a sense of juice and a sense of empowerment to be mad or to kind of really lash out, or there are different forms people have. Some have more like on the anger flavor, some have on the fear flavor, jealousy, suspicion, resentment flavor. And yeah, that's in the fourth way, the idea that whenever this is happening, something happens out there, we are stirred, we become identified with that energy becomes me. I mean, this energy, this false me is in charge, and it wants to express itself. Ouspensky said there is a worm in us that wants to express itself. And so this is a state of sleep and identification. And also we are leaking energy, and basically our energy that we need for cultivating mindfulness, cultivating more global presence, of not identifying with thoughts, investigating our limiting beliefs, and doing the work. Basically, we don't have energy to do the work because we oozed out, we are spent, we are depleted through this constant expression of these unpleasant emotions. And for some people, we express it out there. We express it like raising our voice, or banging the fist on the table, or cursing, or some kind of snarky judgment, or having a rant. So it's out there, is expressed through words, through the intellectual center, through the moving center. It's just oozing out. For some of us, we have different configuration. Some of us are more contained or more passive type, so we don't express it out there, but the energy of the negativity, the negative charge, it's the same process, but is expressing itself in the head. So the pain body is expressing itself in the head, and then we have lots of thoughts about them. We take them to a mental court, and we have discussions with them how they are wrong or how they shouldn't be like that. So, keep in mind that this expression of unpleasant emotions can happen outwardly, the expression everybody can see, or it can be happening while somebody is like having a calm, peaceful smile, but is churning inside. So all of this, it's equally the same. From one angle, the current state of affairs is that we have a basement, we have a house. We have like a 3-4 story house with a balcony, with a vista towards the sky and the ocean. And however, we are the owner of this house and the manager of this house. However, we are not aware of it. Somehow the owner, the manager, the real self, the presence is asleep. And somehow in this state of sleep, we don't even know we have different levels in our mansion. So we live our life in the basement, where we are watering seeds of misery. Whenever we are okaying, expressing negative emotion and okaying the reasons why this shouldn't be like that, and the reason why I'm entitled to be upset and to kind of churn on these things, could be about other people, it could be about myself. It's a lot of negativity towards myself, self-attack, self-deprecation, self-pity, being unkind towards oneself, all of these voices could be turned towards oneself or it could be turned towards other people. Yeah, whenever we are doing that, we are in the basement and we are watering the seeds of misery, yeah, from our pain body of our childhood, our ancestors, of humanity. So now, practically speaking, so the way to go is to, and what I recommend for people in my group, is to take a next period and have a very, very firm aim around non-expression of unpleasant emotions. Non-expression of unpleasant emotions. Now, this doesn't mean that we are going to repress it, yeah? So repressing, suppressing, repressing, that's equally, it's equally mechanical, and it's sleep also. We are not going up the mountain, yeah? So non-expression of unpleasant emotions, it's not the whole, it's just the first step. It's just the first step. It's not about repressing or suppressing. It is about putting a block, so that this intensified energy, which actually could be very useful if we know how to conduct it. Yeah, this intensified energy, we put a dam so it doesn't leak out. Yeah, through frowning, through gestures, through raising the voice, through just gossiping, judging, blaming, yeah, or going inside. So the energy is there is a block in the face of that expression. Yeah, non-expression is just the first step. Yeah, that's very important. It's hard to do, but once we put the first step of not expressing, the idea is to, the next step is to bring more awareness, take a few breaths to get more conscious, not to get more calm, to get more conscious, to get more present, more aware. And then now simply observe this energy of unpleasantness, this charge in the body, this worm, this dragon that wants to attack. Observe this, observe it. Allow the energy. Yeah, you are not trying to make it go away. You are not trying to be calm. You are just being present and observing, witnessing this unpleasant energy. There will be a tendency for it to go in the head, to justify itself or to say things. That's still expression. So we are kind of having the head alert like a watchman and not going there, and simply surfing this unpleasant energy, surfing it. And in this way, this energy, this radioactive charge, is going to be gradually transmuted, sublimated into more wakefulness, more presence. And instead of feeding the seeds of misery, we are now feeding the seeds, watering the seeds of happiness, which are presence, non-identification, ownership. Yeah. So so what I recommend practically is to first of all, as they say, Gurdjieff or Uspensky in the fourth way, they would say that the moment you suffer, the moment you are negative, the moment there is a negativity, like irritation, trigger, yeah, that you should train yourself. We are supposed to train ourselves to use that as an alert, as an alarm clock on your dashboard, like in those spacecraft science fiction movies, that there is something coming, there's something dangerous coming. So there are alerts like pay attention, wake up. The same thing. The aim is to catch them. First of all, we need to catch them because these are happening very fast, and we have strong habits of falling asleep in it. Yeah, falling asleep and doing the same thing that all our ancestors done and everybody else is doing. So the moment there is some edgier energy, charge, energy, irritation, frustration, judgment, fear, worry, suspicion, jealousy, use that as an alarm clock to be more aware. Just be more aware and shut up, shut up in the mind, and use that to remember yourself, Part of remembering oneself is that you become really present of what's happening, your emotional center, what's happening in the intellectual center, what's happening in the body. You're just being present to it. It's going to be uncomfortable, yeah? So this now you are being with like, yeah, so you need to be really strong. That's why this kind of non-expression and transmutation of negative energy, that's a more advanced work. We can't do that if we don't have the practice of witnessing, of noticing thoughts, stopping thoughts, doing all kind of presence practices when it is calm. Yeah, so we need to do that, like doing laps, swimming in the swimming pool before we can swim thrown overboard in the ocean. So this energy of negative emotion, it's more like they are waves now. So we are trying the best you can to just surf, witness, and allow this energy while getting very anchored in the here and now. You feel your body, you feel the feet on the ground. You are not into thoughts about this or that, and you're just being, witnessing of this energy. You can use the breath, you can breathe a little deeper, not to get calm or to get rid of the energy, but to enhance the capacity to feel. Yeah? So, the first step is to make an aim to wake up as soon as some disturbance. Then, I want you all to observe what are the most frequent negative emotions in your day. Yeah, have an inventory. It's good to know first what are the most frequent, what are the situations that evoke the most negative charge in you and where you find yourself to express. I like you to do an inventory. Then, this is longer work, so I'm not going to go into all the aspects of it. It's just a rough map how to deal with this. Here below, you will see a talk where Peter Ingle and myself, we had a whole talk about 1 hour on this topic of the non-expression of unpleasant emotion and transformation of suffering into presence. And so watch this to get more details about how to do it. Also, it is recommended, especially for people working with me, to go to the Fourth Way books, In Search of the Miraculous and the Fourth Way, and go to the index and study a little bit about negative emotions, transformation of negative emotions, non-expression of negative emotions or unpleasant emotions. So do your homework, do your job. Yeah, you need to get some higher knowledge on board. It's a lot of explanations there that are very useful. This is more like a rough map, rough guide, how to apply it. Now, one difficulty is that we have certain attitudes, very old attitudes, which are okaying the expression of negative emotions, where somehow, in spite of our aim, these old attitudes, they're like, yeah, but you know, it's okay because it's their fault or because of this or because of that. There is some kind of, there's permission, there is a subconscious permission. And so we need to be aware of those. And so another tip is when you identify what are the most recurring stimulus for negative emotion for you, later, when it's more peaceful, you can kind of investigate a little bit. Yeah, this is a bit going a little deeper. Investigate, like, okay, what is the payoff that I'm getting? Ask yourself this thing and see what comes up. What is the payoff of getting lost in that negative emotion? What's the payoff and the due? What is the subconscious utility of spinning in this worry or in this resentment or in this jealousy? And just see what comes. Yeah, there is some payoff, and you need to see that from awareness. You can see what other payoff is there. Yeah, and you will probably see that utility, that subconscious utility, is corrupt. Actually, it doesn't help you to get that. Yeah, it's a lie. Yeah, so for the next period, the focus of our work is to observe and to resist. This is the right word, right term now, to resist this deeply mechanical unconscious manifestation. It's one of the easiest things to express it like that or internally. And we lose energy, and so by resisting it, studying it, surfing it, we are really, you are going to purify yourself from all of this stuff. They are not even ours, you know, they're like, and all of this, our emotional center in the state of spiritual sleep is working well, way below its potential. Our emotion center is designed to feel other people, to be touched by beauty, to have a rich emotional life. In the spiritual slumber state of the second state, in the fourth way they call it, our emotion center is dull. It's dull because all the energy is spent in these low-level, artificial, negative emotions, unpleasant emotions. So this is part of the process of purification. Also, you will see, okay, what is behind every negative emotion. There's this rising I, like I'm mad about this. I'm worried about this. So there is, as we are kind of non-expressing it, witnessing it, the energy, you are going to get to this I, this me, this, who is mad, who is jealous, who is worried, me. Well, that me is not the real me, actually. That me is just a cocktail of feeling, thought, with identification. Yeah, that's a robber, that's an imposter. So as we go deeper into this work, we can actually, as we serve the energy of the unpleasant emotions, we get to witness the sense of me, this me. And then we just witness this me in the body, somewhere in the body. And then we can do the identification or the neti process, the discrimination. You're like, okay, am I this energy in my chest? Am I this me that is suspicious or worried or upset? Am I this thing that I'm aware of? Or am I that which is aware of this me? Yeah. So for this process of witnessing that me, we are kind of de-identifying, and the identity comes back to the witnessing presence. What are your most favorite negative emotions? Yeah, research, study, inventory, let me know. All right, so this is plenty. This is a very important area of work. As long as we are okaying this, as well as our energy is leaked in this way, we cannot go further. Yeah, our really work of conscious effort and intentional suffering for the purposes of freeing ourselves from unnecessary suffering. Basically, this negative emotion, I'm telling you, this is real. One can totally free oneself from a lot of this negative emotion in a way that it just, we are not hooked into all of these things that we have no control, that we cannot change, that we have no business to change. You know, our energy will come back to ourselves, and we can use this energy for something more useful, for being present to our life, for being present to other people, for being helpful, for being creative. So we diminished a lot of the unnecessary self-created suffering. Then we can use this energy to go deeper states of presence, and then we go towards deeper states of realization, the transcendent dimension, both in oneself as well as in out there. All right, everyone. So yeah, bring your observation to our next meeting, or feel free to ask any questions here in the comments. And good luck.